Now I'm here at a beautiful Geodis Park. Of course, soccer is coming back this week. We're going to be here on Saturday for the game against New England Revolution. But before that, we have our CONCACAF Champions Cup game against Atletico Ottawa. And here's the match preview for that game. Hey, I'm Tyler, welcome back to Big TV. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button on this video and keep up to date with what we're doing and all your Nashville SC content. Now, of course, we are playing our Champions Cup game, our first knockout tie against Atletico Ottawa on Tuesday night, tomorrow night. And this one is a big one for both teams in so many different ways. Nashville are going to be playing up in Hamilton, Ontario, which of course isn't the home of Ottawa. Their stadium is currently being renovated, but is still a horrible away tie to have to go and play. Now, there are a lot of things riding on this game for both teams in many ways. And really, I think there's a chance for Nashville SC to look more like zeros and for Ottawa to look like heroes. So we've got to have that level of intensity, that awareness, and really match them for desire. And if we do that, the quality of our team should shine through. Now, if you look at Ottawa, they've had a very successful year last year. They managed to be the Canadian Premier League champions. They had that amazing icicle kick, as you may have seen on social media. And that was scored by David Rodriguez, who has now left the club. Now, he's not the only player that has left the club. He is one of three main characters, main spine players of that team, including Samuel Slater, who's now gone over to Sweden to play in their first division, and their goalkeeper and captain, Ingram. So they've lost the spine of their team, but that doesn't mean that we should underestimate them. I think that's the biggest thing about this game is Nashville must not underestimate this opposition. We have so much to lose. The context for Ottawa is, they can only be heroes and they can only come out winners of this game if they can get a result. In terms of their history, they've never played an international cup competition like this. They've also never seen a Canadian Premier League team beat any of the other opposition in the CONCACAF Champions knockout ties. So there are big chances for them to make history here. For Nashville, it's really a chance to be the losers if they do not win this game. There is so much riding on this in terms of reputation, setting up momentum for the season, and really taking big steps forward. They've got a lot to lose, so they need to show that desire and intensity from the first whistle. So when it comes to where both teams are at, right now Ottawa are in their off-season still, so they've got to get out of off-season, pre-season mode and up for this game. But I don't think the motivation is going to be an issue for them, and I imagine their fitness is going to be as good as it can be for this time of year. In terms of Nashville, I think our pre-season's been a little bit broken down. We've missed out the Birmingham Legion game, which I think would have got us the match sharpness that we need, and probably would have helped at the weekend with that Lexington game, just having that little bit more match sharpness, that more match situation feel. And so we are really, I don't know, for me this feels like it might be the last pre-season game, but we've got to go in with a mentality of much more than that. This is important club international competition and we need to be on our game. In terms of our actual pre-season results, it's been a really mixed bag. We've had some solid results and we've also had some unexpected wins. I don't think I was expecting the team to lose here to Lexington at the weekend, especially given the history of that fixture. But it was a chance for the team to get more minutes in the legs and to start being ready ahead of this Champions Cup game. Now, of course, if you look at the two squads, with those losses down the centre of Ottawa's team, you would expect it's going to be a little bit tougher for them, but they have had people like Mickelburst come in recently. He is registered for this competition, but he's come in to give them a new lease of life, some new energy, some experience from Norway. And that can also be a threat, that new bounce from new players, new excitement, new optimism after winning the championship last year. So we shouldn't underestimate them. Nashville have done really well in this off-season, pretty much to keep the majority of the players that were the bedrock of last season and build on them with more energy, more depth, and more experience and quality in the signing of Espinoza. So really, Nashville should be taking a step further forward from our performance in the 2025 season. But there is time required to bed this all in. We are playing with different shapes, different systems, and playing with players playing in slightly different roles as well. And I think that's taking a little bit of time to bed in, hence the loss against Lexington. Despite that, the quality in the team should shine through. And I do think we are going to play a slightly weakened team. I will do a full predicted 11 breakdown. You can check that out on the channel, so hit the subscribe button, the like button, and that will be released way in advance of the game tomorrow night. But I'm expecting players like Schwacke, who didn't play here at the weekend, to start, as well as Williams and Bauer, probably as our centre-back pairing, Acosta and Corcoran in our midfield, and Will also didn't play at all and only featured in the training after the game. So you'd expect all of those players to be featuring fairly heavily in this game. As for the rest of the team, I'll put my predicted 11 in that video. But I think we've got to not underestimate it, and I am a little bit hesitant about that. Of course, underestimate has been the word throughout this video. I've said this a number of times, but I think it's where it can go wrong. We do see these times where teams that maybe in an off-season, for instance in Norway, have to play in Champions League ties in Europe, and they manage to get wins against big teams simply because they've got that energy, that desire, and that, nothing to lose. They've got nothing to lose, and they go out there and get some giant killings. And really, this could be a giant killing for Ottawa if Nashville are not careful and considered in what we do. Despite those warnings, I do of course think Nashville SC should get the win here and will get the win in this game against Ottawa. I believe we're going to win it 3-1. I can see us conceding. We are still betting things in, and we aren't playing our strongest team. So that is my match preview. Let me know your thoughts and your score predictions in the comments below. If you want to keep up to date with more Nashville SC fan content like this and more content for and with you guys, hit the subscribe button and the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.